they pretty much have, I think.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's up to 24. That's a good crowd.
Nice.
This session is InformixHQ, despite the title on the slide deck. And this is a recorded session that Karen is playing on her machine. So there won't be any live interaction, at least with the presenter himself. But I think it's good to go ahead.
Thank you, John.
Recording is on.
Great, thank you very much. And yes, this is all around InformixHQ. We're going to cover the custom dashboard and schema manager features as noted. And we do have a couple of experts in the chat session. So if there are questions, hopefully we can answer as things are moving ahead. So with that, I will start the recording.
Hello all, I'm Singh. I'm working as lead engineer in HCL software. I'm working in InformixHQ group. Today I'm going to present a presentation on custom dashboard and schema manager. I welcome you all. So let us start. So today we are going to see the introduction to custom dashboard and schema manager features. First of all, we'll see how to start HQ and how to start agent. And what is HQ? HQ is a dashboard and a utility which can monitor parameters and metrics of Informix database. It collects the data from database and represent on the dashboard. We can see various features and various parameters of database on HQ. And another thing here comes is agent. What is agent? What is the responsibilities of agent? Agent is a utility which runs on the same machine as database runs. It collects the data from the database and sends to HQ. HQ then represent the data on the dashboard. The key point here to note is that agent should be on the same machine as database is. So first of all, we'll start with HQ, how to start HQ and how to start agent. First of all, we'll start HQ. First, go to the directory where HQ jar is present. First of all, we'll go to that directory. In this example, Parminder HQ is a directory in which HQ jar is present. So to run the jar, here is the command java -jar Informix HQ jar. Here runs the HQ jar. So first of all, we log into the HQ. Go to HQ. The IP address is on the same machine on which we are running the HQ. Therefore, the IP address or the host name is localhost, and the port on which HQ runs is H8080. This port and IP address in the property file of HQ. Default password and user is admin and password is password at 123. This also we can configure. So this is the main page or landing page of HQ. Here we can see there is one server which is already added in HQ. This I have added earlier, so it is being displayed on the HQ main page. If we have to add another server, there is a button called Add Server, which is present on the right hand side. And if we click this, we can add new server also. First of all, we'll see how to make online or up the server and agent in HQ. Since see here server is online, but the agent is offline. To make the agent online, we have to run the agent jar. First, we have to go to agent directory and again run jar as java -jar Informix agent jar. See, now the server is online as well as agent is online. Now it is online. Now we can use HQ and agent both as well. Now we will see how to add server in HQ. To add a server, we have to click on Add Server. Here the landing page comes, which displays InformixHQ server name. We can give any name. For demo purpose, I am giving W2. Host name is localhost because it is running on same machine as the HQ. Port number is 9091. We can see port number in services file in etc directory. Here we have to give monitoring credentials and admin credentials. We can create monitoring credentials and admin credentials from system settings and my settings. We can create monitoring credentials and admin credentials both. For demo purpose, I am using Informix credentials, which we have created when we have created the database. I am using same credentials of Informix. Now we will test the connection whether the server is online or offline. It shows server is online. We will submit it. It is showing agent is offline. We have to make the server online as well as agent online to run the custom dashboard, because custom dashboard will collect the data from the database and show on the dashboard. So to make it online, we have to run the jar. Here we will run another jar because one agent is connected to the W1 server, another agent is connected to W2 server. Here we will run another jar to connect to agent W2 server. To run jar, we will give java -jar Informix agent 1.5.0. It is showing not configured. We have to configure it. We have to go to setup page, go to agent, select the server on which we have to configure. We have to configure W2 server, so we'll click on W2. It is showing agent logs. This repository database we have created earlier. I am going to select this repository database and saving the configuration. And now we'll come to the landing page. It will show server as online and agent as online. Now our both server and agent is online. Now we can run our custom dashboard as well as Schema Manager. So first of all, what is custom dashboard? Custom dashboard is a dashboard or a landing page on which we can see all the configuration of sensor, and we can configure the sensors as well as we can see the data collected by the sensors on the dashboard. What are sensors? sensor are a special configuration on which they are the parameters on which we have to collect the data from the database. For example, DB space usage is one of the sensor. It will collect the usage data of DB space and shows on the dashboard. So to configure a sensor, we have to configure monitoring. How to configure monitoring? First of all, we have to click on server or group from the dashboard. Then go to the monitoring link on the left hand sidebar and then click on add sensor button. A pop-up will display which lists the number of sensors that is not configured yet. And we have to click edit button to modify the run interval and data retention interval. This is our server W2. I'm going to click on monitoring, add sensors. It will show number of sensors which is not configured yet. We'll click on DB space usage, memory segments. Here we can see it is showing DB space usage name, memory segment and sensors, and it is showing run interval. What is run interval? Run interval is a time after which data is being collected by the agent on database. So if we have to, for demo purpose, we have less time. So I'll reduce the time run interval. I'm reducing it to 1 second so that we can collect the data as much as we can in small period of time. What is data retention interval? Data retention interval is a time period in which data is being retained in the HQ. Retention interval is a time in which data is being retained in the HQ for a specific period of time, and after which it will be dumped. So here data retention interval is 30 days, which is fine. So we'll save this configuration. We'll click on save changes. Our configuration is saved. So here we have learned how to create sensors and how to configure sensors. So next is dashboard. To create a custom dashboard, we have to click on the server, click on dashboard on the sidebar menu, click on the new dashboard button and select a server or set of servers which allow us to preview dashboard as we build it. Add one or more dashboard panels. We can add one or more dashboard panels in the dashboard, in the HQ dashboard, and once it is configured, we can see the graph on the dashboard. So now we will learn how to configure the dashboard. We have to go to dashboards. Here already there is dashboards are configured. We have to click on dashboard, add panel, go to, since we have configured only 3 sensors, it will show 3 sensors. So we have to click on DB space usage. All metrics we have to select. We can select percentage free space, but I am choosing all metrics. And we have to select DB space name on which we have to run this sensor. So I am choosing root DBS. So here we can see it is showing a graph, line graph, which is displaying DB space usage. So here one more thing is available, that is we can label the x-axis and y-axis. If we have to see the data in bytes or percentage, we can give percentage. If we have to see the data in numbers, we can configure as numbers. So I am choosing bytes because it is easy to manipulate in bytes. Y-axis, similarly we can choose any of the 3 options in the y-axis. So we can also give label on x-axis, y-axis. I am giving label as memory. Sorry, it is DB space usage. So I'm giving this usage as parameter. So it is showing usage on the left y-axis, and I am going to save this configuration. Save. So it is here we can see it is showing line graph. If I have to configure another server, another sensor, we have to click on add panel. Go to add panel, select sensor. I'm choosing memory. From visualization, series. Here we can see what is the blue denote, what is green denote, and what is red denote in series. In visualization, we can configure whether we have to show we have to show line graph, we have to show pie chart, we have to show bar graph, or we have to show tabular form. We can choose from visualization. So I'm going to choose pie chart. So I have chosen pie chart. It is showing the data in bytes. I'm going to save it. I'm going to add another panel. Here I'm going to choose memory segments. Visualization, I'm going to choose table and number. So I'm going to save this configuration. So you can see here we can also drag and drop, drag and we can make it elongate the tabular form and see all the data. One more feature in custom dashboard is we can choose the server from here. If we have to choose server, we can see W1. If we use W1, it will show this data because other configuration is not configured, so it is not showing data for another panels. Here it is showing data for only one panel that is configured. Now I am going to remove W1 and I'm going to choose W2. So it is showing data. One more option that is present in custom dashboard is we can choose data from last 5 minutes, last hour, last day, and all time. We can see all the data that we have chosen. Now I am going to save this. So we have seen how to create a custom dashboard, how to configure sensors, how to represent data on the dashboard. We have seen this. Next is importing a custom dashboard. To import our data, what we can do, here we have created sensors from the scratch. What we can do, we can import the data from JSON file. We can configure the dashboard from JSON file instead of configuring the sensor from scratch. We can import the data from JSON file. To import the data, we have to go to dashboard page, click on import button and select the JSON file that has to be imported in dashboard. Similarly, we can export the data from custom dashboard. If we have created dashboard and we have to export the data from dashboard, we can easily do that. We have to do similar steps that we have incorporated in importing the data. We have to use same steps. Instead of importing, we have to click on export button. We'll do a small demo in this. First of all, I am going to rename this as IIUG custom dashboard, and I'm going to rename this panel as DB space usage. It is showing DB space usage here. I'm going to rename this panel as memory. I'm going to rename this panel as memory segments. So now I'm going to export this data. I have to first so we can see here it is renamed to custom dashboard. So if I want to export this data, I will click on this custom dashboard. I will click on export. It will export all the configuration which we have made in this custom dashboard to a JSON file, and this JSON file is downloaded in download folder. We can go to this folder. We can see there is a JSON file, and if we want to again import this data to another server, another instance server, we can do that easily. I am going to import in this server instance only. So I am going to choose import button, click on import button, select this dashboard, and we can see it is again one more custom dashboard has been added with name IIUG custom dashboard, and we have not configured anything. We have just imported the data, and all the sensors are configured automatically. So it is a very important feature of custom dashboard, importing and exporting the data. We can import the data as well as we can export the data. Next is Schema Manager. What is Schema Manager? Schema Manager is a page that allows us to browse and review detailed information about various tables and indexes in our databases. We can create database. We can create table in Schema Manager. We can run SQL queries in Schema Manager. Schema Manager is very useful feature of this HQ. We can run very long queries in Schema Manager easily. So just a minute. So one of the feature of Schema Manager is view database information. If we have to see the database information, we have to go to Schema Manager in InformixHQ, select the table from the list. Any table we can select because we have to see the database. So we can select any table, click on each tab to view the information like stored procedures, sequences, user-defined data types, and data bundles. Similarly, we can see the table information as well. We have to just go to Schema Manager, select any table, and we can see the indexes, references, constant, and triggers on that is present on the table. We'll do a small demo for this. Here is our server. This is the landing page of InformixHQ. We'll click on W2 Informix instance. We'll go to Schema Manager. We can see I have selected sysadmin. So this is the database. We can see the database information here that is present. We can see which stored procedure and functions are present on this database. We can see the sequences. We can see the user-defined data types present on this database. We can see the privileges. We can see data plate modules, aggregate, cast, and operator classes. And it also shows which user we have logged in. We have logged in using Informix, so it will show Informix. One feature, very useful feature of Schema Manager is SQL editor. We can run any query from SQL editor easily. To run a query, for example, I have to create a database. There are two options. First of all, I'll show you the creating a database. To create a database, we have to go to Schema Manager, select any database from the list, click triple dot and select create database, and then enter the required details, and then click the finish button, and new database will be created. We can also create a database using SQL editor. We can say create database, or database 1, and we will run this. We'll have to create this. So we can see our database has been created. If we refresh this, we can see database has been created successfully, and it shows different tables that is present in this. If we have to see the table information, we can click on any of the table like this, and we can see the table information, what columns are present in this table, what indexes are created on this table, references, privileges, statistics, constraints, fragments, and triggers. We can see easily on which are present on this table. So now I am going to create one demo database. Demo database is a database in which there is a predefined tables are present, and all the we can run demo queries on this. There are demo tables present in this database, and it is very useful to run and test the database and the HQ. So we're going to create one demo database and giving name as demo. I am creating this database in root DBS, and I'm going to click on create. We can see our demo DB has been created successfully. Since we didn't get any message yet, so it is being configured and run. It is being configured. We got the message. Now it is configured successfully. Similarly, like creating a database, we can also drop the database. The steps are similar. We have to go to this data. We have to choose database name, go to triple dots, and click on drop database. If we click on drop database, it will delete all the data from database. I am going to delete this data and drop the database. So it is showing drop database 1 drop successfully. So next is create table. We have 5 types of table in Informix. These are standard table, raw table, external fixed table, external telemetry table, and external Informix table. Raw and standard table types are almost similar in creation, and 3 external table types are almost similar in creation. So we will create one of these types, one of the standard types and one of the external types. I'm going to show you small demo for this. I'm going to click on DemoDB, click on create table. I'm going to choose, first of all, I'm going to choose standard type. I'm going to give a table name as table 1. I'm going to click on add columns. Column name is column 1. Default value is A. Since it is a character type, I'm giving value as A. I'm going to add this. If we have added any column and we have to edit that column, we can click on this pencil button and we can edit that column. I'm going to put a constraint on this column like column 1 or 10. I'm giving one constraint here. Its value cannot be B. It can contain any value, but it cannot be B. So I'm putting this constraint and we'll check whether this constraint is being fulfilled while creating the table or not, while inserting the values or not. I'm going to save this and I'm going to click on next. Here we have to give the here I'm going to give a primary key name, that is column 1. Going to see, we can also give advanced options. We can say I have to do automatic compression. So I'm clicking automatic compression. We have various options present for table in this page, advanced options, and we can select any of the option and we can then click on view query and create. When we click on view query, it will show us the query created for creating this table. We can see whether query is correct or not, and then we can click on create button and table will be created successfully. We can see table 1 is created successfully. Now we will do a test whether table 1 is present in DemoDB, table 1 is present. So as I said, I have put one constraint on table 1. I'm going to test that constraint. I'm going to insert value, insert into table 1. And run. We can see a row is added successfully. Now I'm going to put this value as B because we have put a constraint on column that it cannot contain B value. So we will going to check whether this constraint is being implemented successfully or not. I'm going to run this and it's showing check constraint failed. We have put constraint on table 1 that its value cannot be B, so it is showing error. So our constraint is applied successfully. Now I'm going to create one external table. We have to go to table name. I'm going to say external table, give name and choose external fixed, add column. Column name is column 1. Add. I'm going to go to next. Here data files is a mandatory field. We have to give data files. I'm going to give file name as file 1 and block directory for the demo purpose I am giving as 10. It is for demo purpose I am giving as 10. So we can see it is successfully added. Now we are going to see view query and create. So this is the query that is being created for the creating this table. So now we are going to create a external table, and I am going to create this button. I am going to click on this button, and table will be created successfully. So this was our schema manager, and these are the features present in the schema manager to create a table, create a database, drop the database. Next is dropping a table. How to drop a table? We have to go to schema manager. We have to select a desired database from the select database drop down. We have to select from the table list. We have to locate the table that we have to drop. We have to click on 3 dots and then click on drop table. The table will be dropped successfully. We are going to do one demo. We are going to say external table. I'm going to click on 3 dots and click on drop table and click yes. We can see external table is successfully dropped. So this was drop table. How to create an index? How to create an index? We have to go to schema manager, select the table, and then click on the 3 dots and select create index. And then we have to put the required details and then click on view SQL button to view the SQL statement, and then click on create button. The index will be created successfully. We have to go to table 1. We have to click on create index. We have to give index name. Select a column on which we have to create an index. Index column is column 1. Now we are going to see advanced index options.
Karen, should we still have audio? It's gotten quiet out here.
Yeah, I think it's over, actually. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. kind of an abrupt ending, but that was it.
Have you been looking at the chat? There are some questions about availability and versions and stuff that you wanted to add anything to.
No, I think I had been watching it. Lanesh has been doing a great job answering those questions. So very much appreciate it. Let's see, Jan has one. Is it correct? Yes, Jan, it's okay from a license point of view to do that.
I think the question was answered about sort of having it as part of CSDK rather than the actual engine installation. Has that been asked or answered?
I think Lanesh answered that, but yes, there is no plan to do that right now, but there is workarounds to it. As always, plans can change, so.
All right. Any other questions in the chat, folks? Start typing if you have one. Otherwise, look good. All right, folks, this session was recorded. It will be available along with all the other sessions after the conference. I actually saved the chat too in case someone wants it.
Great.
If you want the chat, just email conference@iiug.org or john@iiug.org, but conference will get it in front of as many eyes as possible. Conference@iiug.org. And Jan's last chat.
Yeah, I'm actually taking a note of that. I don't think there's an issue, but we can definitely, I mean, there shouldn't be an issue if that's the case, but we can figure that out.
All right, I think we'll wrap it up.
Thank you, everybody.
You have about 15 minutes till the next session. They start at 11 o'clock. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Take care, y'all.